been playing around with MAST 2.0 today, and there's lots to explore, but I thought I'd just show you some ideas of how you can make the most of the framework by adding some bells and whistles, essentially. So here we've got a really, what looks like a very basic component. So it's a section component, and this section we've put some themes onto it. So you can do a secondary theme, primary theme, or a bold theme. And what that does is it changes the styles of all the elements in there based on setting the styles for that theme. That's great. That's kind of bog standard. Then we have a custom class on that theme, so we can add things in. We might have maybe some background images that we want to add in, or there could be all sorts of things we want to do, but we've got the ability there on a custom class. And then in here I've got an eyebrow text here, and I've got some variants on that, so I can make it a little bit bigger if I want to. Obviously with eyebrows you probably want to keep them consistent. Then we can change that, so we can say, I don't know, team page. Then we can add a custom class to that as well if we wanted to. Then we have header text. So at the moment we've got it set to a H2 and a H3 size, but we could say, look, you know what, this is going to be a H3 and it's going to be a little bit bigger. So we can change that. And again, custom classes there if we want to add any extras to it. And then we've got these little elements here. So these are little image cards, and they're set up in a column. And you can see here that each column has a size. At the moment it's 444, but we could do say 5 and then maybe make this one 3. All looks a bit odd, so we'll keep them at 4 for now. But then within this, we've got an image card, and this image card is just like a bit of a bespoke component. So we've got lots of things we can do here. So we've got themes. So we've got, this is a secondary theme, we've got a primary theme, and we've got a bold theme. Kind of try to keep it similar, but essentially we're like playing with the overlay and the text color. So if I leave that as a secondary theme, then we can put in a different image, and we might want the text to be a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. I'm going to make it a bit smaller here. And again, we've got custom class here. And then say on this one here, what I'm going to do, I'll just make that text a little bit smaller. I'm actually going to add a link overlay to this. So I've got a link, it's hidden at the moment. We've got a link overlay. I'm going to add that to my home page. This one doesn't have it, it's hidden, so that means it won't show up. So if I look at that in preview mode, you can see that this doesn't have a link, this hasn't a, it's pretty cool. And that's all just off really generic components. So we can make lots of different versions of this, and the client could come in and go, do you know what, I want to put in a different image here, but that image doesn't quite work with that theme, so I'll change the theme. Another cool thing about this is I've just added a little spacer in there, so it's got a little component spacer. Some people like using spacers, some people don't, but the idea here is that you can have that set up here. And then the container as well. So we've got 2 instances of the container within this section, and that just means I can have a little bit more control. So this container here has, I'm going to make that a bit smaller, and this container here I'm actually going to make full width. So we can see that we can get a different, and obviously I'm going to add in a paragraph, bit of paragraph text here, and make that medium size, maybe, yeah, medium size. And then the container can just tidy that up. So it just shows you what you can do. So we've got a section which can be used in lots of places. We've got containers. We've got a content component with a slot in it. In there we've got eyebrow, we've got a header, and now we've got some paragraph text. Then we have a spacer, and then a container that has a row in it, followed by 3 grids, and in each grid we've got an image card. So actually I'm going to just show you another cool thing. So I've got an image in here. So this is an image component, and the variants on that are, I've got a Netflix ratio, a square ratio, a landscape, a portrait. That's pretty cool. But this is all built in components, which means that you can use it in build mode. Now, you'd still need a fair idea of what you're doing. You can't just give it to the client and say, off you go. But it does mean that in build mode, they will get a little bit more exposure to these properties. You can set them up, you can do a bit of documentation. But yeah, you can start to see the power of components, slots, variants, and I haven't even touched on modes yet. Modes are a little bit more involved. Go and check out some of the videos by Timothy Ricks on that. But yeah, I'm just going to develop this out with lots of different versions. Like these are all using sections and containers and content in the same way, headers. So all using exactly the same components, just combined in different ways. For example, I've got a little list component here based on rich text. You've got some buttons here, like let's see here, I've got a little bit of a smaller gap. So if I take that custom class out on these ones, I can just expand them a little bit more. Got a little feature component here. Again, like, good different themes going on. Yeah, so there's lots of stuff you can do, which is really cool. So yeah, if you've got any comments or questions, or think this is stupid or a bit bonkers, or you can see some flaws in it, just leave a comment in the video, and we'll do a few more demo videos to come.